Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to some more standard content. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Oaf McNamara list. Shout out to Scott McNamara for recently winning a challenge with this particular deck list. Looks pretty spicy. We got, basically the concept here is you are sort of building around Halia, where, I mean, there's only 2 copies of Halia, but Halia allows you to gain life when an artifact or creature enters the battlefield. That pairs very nicely with both Spyglass Siren and Novice Inspector. And if you if you gain 3 or more life this turn, you get to draw a card. So if you pair Halia with Inspector or Siren, you get to draw the card immediately. You are then pairing the Sirens and the Novice Inspectors with Warden of the Inner Sky, because this, makes the Inspectors and Sirens make 2 permanents, so that you have more stuff on the battlefield to tap for the Warden, get more counters, do some scrying action. A pile of 1-drops pairs very well with Cosmic Grand Zenith, where if you cast 2 spells, you can get a bunch of 1/1s, or you can put counters on all of your smaller creatures. Some of the best interaction in Standard with Sheltered by Ghosts, Seam Rip, and Into the Floodmaw, probably the single best removal spell in Standard. So we've seen decks like this in the past that take advantage of all these extra permanents in the battlefield, stuff like Regal Bunnicorn. But the new addition here, which basically I've been told by several people that all you have to do to succeed in 2025 is put 4 of these in your deck, and you're doing pretty good. And that's what we are doing here. There's not really anything that takes advantage of the Riddlers, per se, where there's no, like, splash portal or ways to blink the Riddler. Just kind of playing it at face value. And it's nice because you do have a lot of 1-drops, so you can dump your hand pretty fast to, draw extra cards off the Riddler. Especially with Halia, too, where if you have Halia in play, you dump your hand, gain 3 life, end step, draw 2 cards, etc., etc. So there's some cool stuff you can do with that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the main deck here. Sideboard, we got some counter spells, some graveyard hate, some sweepers, and yeah, pretty clean looking deck list. So let's go ahead and see how we do. And we are back here for round number 1. Hand is looking kind of nice. Nice little curve here. One thing I didn't mention in the deck profile as well is Regal Bunnicorn works very well with Cosmic Grand Zenith, allowing you to get more permanents on the battlefield, go very wide for the Zenith. So I think that could definitely come up here. I think I'm gonna send a Voice of Victory first. It's a little bit better against Dimir. They probably have to kill it main phase, so I think playing the Voice out first. Could have played the Bunnicorn there, but I feel like I'd rather have them kill the Voice of Victory. So here I'm going to go map onto the Siren. Don't want that against Dimir, and I'm just going to play the Bunnicorn this turn. And that way I have a guaranteed double spell for Zenith next turn. Did I mention the Abysmal Mana Base? Well, I mean, that is fixed by Multiversal Passage, right? Yeah, definitely gonna go Zenith. Guess there's a decent chance, yeah, they have something to interact with that, which is okay. So we can go with this, hit for 3. We still have 4 cards in hand, though. Yes, we talked about the Huey limited announcement. I'm excited for that. Very, very excited for that. Kaido is a little rude here. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Alright, need some spells here. We need some spells. Fixed? It is fixed! I mean, do you see any problems with my mana base this game? Sure, it looks fine to me. I think I've been able to cast all my spells. I haven't drawn that many of them, but I have been able to cast all of them.
I I've trained with the best.
Ow! Huge hit from Kaido here. Okay, good news is their Kaido is dead. So I can send one at Kaido. I've sent both at Kaido, right? It's on 2 loyalty. I think I'm going to hang on to the Zenith in hand. Because I really need to be able to double spell next turn, I think. At least give myself the opportunity to double spell. I mean, we're not dead. Take 6, go to 4. Spell? Okay, that is a spell. And now I guess the question is, what do we do with Zenith? So if I put counters, that would be, the bunny is going to be, so 4 permanents, the bunny is 5, counter would be 6, the 2 voice tokens is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I would present a lethal attack. The problem is they can just block one of the voice of the inspector and take 12. So maybe this is tricky. And then I would have 2 blockers left, which theoretically would be enough because they could do Soulstone plus Restless Reef. Let's just play it a little safer, I think, and make 1/1s. This is really close. Let's make 1/1s. And then we still send everything? Sure, they can block the voice, but if they block voice, they still take 12. So this is the same amount of damage, but it gives me more blockers, which is nice. So I think this line is definitely the best. Flint, thank you for the 18-month resub. We're dead to Kaido. Oh, well. Yeah, I couldn't beat that no matter what I did.
Out of the shadows and into the fray.
All right, touche, touche. We put up a pretty good fight that game, though. All right, what do we want against Demir? Definitely Elspeth. Sheltered by Ghosts out. Intrusion split up. I think I just want to do very, very minimal sideboarding. I don't think I want the counterspell against them. I think I'm not a big fan of that. MTGO dealt me the damage when my creature with the Wicked Roll died after opponent... What are we talking about? I feel like I missed a lot in chat. Can someone in chat help clarify how roll tokens work with steal effects? If my opponent gains control of a creature, then attaches a roll token to it, do they do control the roll token, yes. I believe. Even if the creature comes back to you, don't they still control the roll token? I think? I'm not positive. I feel like I've never had that come up before. So the honest answer is I don't know. That's my honest answer. It's an aura under your control. You learn something new every day. I had no idea. Okay, Siren down. Presumably they take the Siren with this, right? Took the voice. Wow, okay. A little surprised by that. Scatter. Scatter. I mean, they can hold back the Siren to prevent 1 damage, but is that even worth it? Looks like they think it is. Do this. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to keep that on top because there's a good chance we can find a land next turn with the Bunnicorn activation, and we're only 1 land away from casting it. Okay. Carsey is good to trade for the Bunnicorn. Let's go these 3. Keep that on top. Question is, do we want to force the trade for the Carsey? If I attack, which one did they block? Probably the Bunnicorn. I think I'm okay with that. Like, given the fact that our plan is Elspeth, this is kind of just the trade we're going to have to make at some point. So I think forcing the trade now and getting the Carsey off the battlefield to make it so that our Elspeth is a little more protected makes a lot of sense to me. So now we go 2 tokens, tapping voice token and this, because I don't want to attack with the voice. I do want to attack with this, though. And then we get plenty of blockers for the Preacher. I typically have a very hard time answering Elspeth. Attacking me? Cool with that. Okay, that is fine by me. So, let me do some math here and see if they're dead. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. I think this is enough, right? I'm like 90% sure this is lethal, but not 100% sure. Okay. I was pretty sure I did the math right, but, you know, there was a chance that I didn't, so just wanted to make sure. Although I guess if I did the math wrong, then we wouldn't have found out until they didn't die, so. Yeah. As they always say, math, in fact, is for blockers. I can't be bothered doing math. This hand is extremely awkward, but it does have Holly as Siren, so I think I am going to keep it. And I guess we just go Taplin on one. If the untapped menu ever pops up, it's GG. Yeah, that's how you know. Okay, well, it seems like they don't have a kill spell, which is good. That's fine. I could trade Siren for that. Dude, Holly is such a good card. There's so many things that synergize with it, too, like the Sirens, the Inspectors. There's just so many things. So, why don't we go Seam Rip the Cecil, and then I think we just go Novice plus Map. Nope, not that. I'm trying to find land 4 so I can set up Halia plus either of these two. So I just want to dig for land 4 here. Finkel said there's a reasonable chance it comes out of retirement for the limited PT. Let's go! I feel like the limited Pro Tour is going to bring a lot of old school players out of retirement, which is like another huge plus to doing something like that. It's awesome, man. It's so good. What's my prediction for the November bans? Prediction for the November bans. Well, I guess I would say that my predictions are a lot different than my wish list. I think my predictions would be just a card from Blue-Red, and that's it. My wish list is, you know, I hope they just ban 10 cards, but I know that's not very realistic, especially with, you know, the recent list that they just had. So it's tough, you know. Bro, where's my where's my third land? Can I get a mod check land? Or I'll play on Spell Pierce. Where's my land at? Alright, surely this is a land, right? Hmm. Dude, I'll find a land at some point. I promise you I will find a land at some point. I'm guaranteed. You can't keep missing every single turn. Nice discard spell. I'm okay with that. You could even cast 2 of those, please. Just play Pot of Greed. You can play Pot of Greed in Genesis. Hey! Although it might be a little too late at this point. Because I don't have a flyer to block the Malcolm. I mean, I have to do this, right? We are definitely still behind this game. Just because Curiosity is a broken card. It's going to be a tough one. I don't particularly want to trade for the Curiosity. I guess I can double block Curiosity with Inspector, which I probably will do. Yeah. We need to find another Siren, but we've already gone through 3 of them, so it would be the 4th Siren. If I draw an untap land, I guess I could hardcast a Riddler. Okay, that maybe helps. All right, check me out. Let's go Inspector. Play tap land and then Warp Riddler. And then it still holds up into the Floodmaw. Okay, there's no way for me to get below 1 card right now. So no attacks, play defense. That's kind of brutal. Okay. It's not ideal. Yeah, the fact that you can draw 2 off the Halia trigger with the Riddler in play is really, really gross. I think I'm just gonna Floodmaw this. I just don't want them to draw 2 cards. I think we're still behind, but I can't... It's hard to tell. Okay, that helps. 2, 4, 6 mana. I could just play Riddler this turn. Could also go double Zenith. Could also go Zenith, Floodmaw, Clue. I still can't really attack this turn is the problem. And they are just going to replay the Malcolm. This is tough. Maybe I just let them draw the extra cards. Just double Zenith here. Kind of don't hate that. Well, the problem with Zenith End-Step Bounce Malcolm is they have 6 mana. They just replay the Malcolm, so it doesn't really accomplish that much to bounce the Malcolm. So I think what I want to do is just do this, set up a huge battlefield, and then try to one-shot them with double Zenith next turn. Like, I can go Riddler, bounce, put 2 counters on everything, and simply just try to one-shot them. I think it's my plan. Well, there goes that plan. That sure was villainous. I'll give you that much. Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, weirdly enough, I think Floodmaw bouncing Beastbinder is better than exercising the Curiosity. Yeah. Because the issue with casting Exercise here is they get to go Beastbinder attack my Riddler and lock down my Riddler, and I don't want that to happen. So I think I like this better. And we can do this. Villainous Wrath, man. I'll tell you what, I was not playing around Villainous Wrath. The art on Villainous Wrath, it is really good. It is really nice. You found a better win con for the enchantment deck in Timeless? Hit me. Hit me. Alright, check me out. Ready? You're not ready for this play. You ever want to draw 3 off a Riddler? They're at 15. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, I think. Hit for 7. Do I want that? Not really. Kind of want to just find interactive spells. 1, 2, 3. They don't have enough mana to animate Soulstone. I should say, they can't animate Soulstone and block. They can animate, but... Alright, that was a good turn. I would say that turn was slightly above average. I stand corrected. You know what's also crazy about the Riddler? Is the interaction with clue tokens. Like, I can just play land, play spell, pop a clue, draw 3. Like, Riddler is so good with the Inspector. Black Market Connection. How does that win? What's the text on Black Market Connection? How much Vivi do I run into on Arena these days? Honestly, not that much. Just gonna take all this. Oh, just make a 3/2? Well, no, because you lose a life if you make a 3/2, right? You lose 3 life. Oh, but you have unlife, so you can't lose. Sure, that's fair. Yeah, but I guess it requires you to have unlife and not just 9 life Solemnity, which is a little more awkward, but it's still probably okay. Alright, they're not dead.
The housewarming party has arrived. Sit down.
Okay, so let's think about this. Let's play Warden. Let's go... this is tricky. Tricky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my god, I'm stupid. They are dead. Right? 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm done. They are dead. Right? Am I just... Yeah. Alright, I figured it out. It's a good thing I realized that they were actually dead, because I was about to pop a clue, so... Alright, there you go. Round number 1 completed. Apparently I've gone from... I won a match, and I went from 94% to 93%, so explain that, but 1 match down. Alrighty, back here for round number 2. Blue-White Halia. This hand looks fantastic. I mean, this is basically everything you would want. Turn 1 Warden, turn 2 Halia plus Siren, activate Warden, and just completely pop off from there. So, seems like the ideal start. Why do I get gems for my packs? Don't tell anybody about that. That's between you and me, okay? I think I just don't do the Halia. I don't want to do this. Because next turn I can go Warp Halia, then Mockingbird the Siren. But I think it's very important against Mono Red to get this thing to 3 toughness as fast as humanly possible. Okay, well. Maybe it's more important to get it to 4 toughness as fast as possible, the more that I think about it. Guess I'll map onto this. It's a good card, but not really what I'm looking for here. I just want to find a 1-drop with Halia. It classifies. Am I excited for the Commander updates today? Not as excited as I am for them to tell me that I get to play Pioneer competitively again. Which surely will happen within the next decade, right? I think it's not worth paying 2 life just to map here. So I'm just going to do this. I did have that dream too. Weird, I know. I guess maybe I'm supposed to map to try and make the Halia 4 toughness in case they have second Lightning Strike. But they don't, so we're good. Interesting. They have 1 card in hand and a Nova Hellkite, huh? How'd ours go this weekend? I went 9-6. 9-6. I think we're gonna be we did like a recap on yesterday's stream, going over round by round everything that happened the whole weekend, and that we're gonna upload that for tonight's YouTube video. So if you missed the recap yesterday, be sure to check out the YouTube, because that'll be going out tonight. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here. Guess I do this. Okay. Keep that on top. And then seam rip the Sarkin because they're going to play Nova Hellkite next turn. Kind of want to attack. Because the issue with leaving it back on defense is they're going to go Nova Hellkite, deal a damage to Halia, and then if I block the Challenger, it trades. I'm actually just going to bounce the Nova Hellkite, I think. Just gain 4 life, tempo them out a little bit. Okay. I guess it was a good choice to cast into the Flood Maha. As it turns out. Commander updates. I would assume they're going to post an article on their website. Just the main, like, daily MTG website. I would guess. Alright, what do we want against Mono Red? Rip, Sheltered, Split. Let's go Floodmaw out, and maybe like 1 Riddler. Maybe just 2 Riddlers. Like, I know Riddler's good, but we just don't have as much time for it in this matchup. Pioneer, what's that? It's a format that I've heard rumblings about this format called Pioneer. I haven't played it myself, but I've heard good things. I've heard people say that it's fun and you know, very diverse. Okay, not the greatest hand, but I think a hand that I can work with. Yeah, I needed that to not happen. Is it a community-created format like Pauper? Basically, yeah. Pretty much. I mean, it's not great, but I don't know if it's getting much better. I guess it'd be better against Nemesis, but I think if they go land Nemesis, they're definitely going to attack. Then we can just split up the Nemesis. Trigger, trigger, trigger. Yeah, this is fine. Okay, let's go attack for 2, play Zenith. And then next turn we can actually go... Is they're likely going to go, like, land Nova Hellkite, and then I can go untap land, Warden, split up tapped creatures, put counters. Yeah, okay. Or that. But that means they're not killing Zenith this turn, which is good. Okay. So... I guess Warden Seamrip. Make 1/1s. Kill this. 1, 2, 3. Nope, 3. Keep that on top for sure. Hit for 2, probably. Because if they just go Hellcat, I can't block anyway, so I might as well just attack. Sure. Mm-hmm. Okay, really, really good turn here. So, white, untap. Guess we can go Riddler first. It's not going to change much, but... Draw 2... No, come back! Come back, I wasn't done yet! Alright, I'm guessing this deck might be good against mono red or something. Alright, round number 3. I'm going to go ahead and click the mulligan button. I would recommend mulliganing hands that have 6 lands. Write that down. That's free information. I mean, I guess. It's not great, but it's probably better than the average 5. Guys, do you think Bob lives in Fresno? I feel like there is a chance that Bob does in fact live in Fresno. Ah! 2/2, Ward 2. This creature has flying as long as it's modified. Oh, I'll modify it, alright. I will definitely modify it. Can't just dock someone like that. Look, man, it's in their name, okay? Maybe they shouldn't have chosen the username Fresno Bob. You ever think of that? Alright. So, shelter their shelter, then play Riz. Holy based. Well, I guess I'm not sheltering the shelter. As it turns out, that is not what we're doing. Oh, wait. This card has Ward 2. Oh, it itself has Ward 2. I see. I guess we are killing the sheltered then. Yeah, that is what I'm doing. Alright, done. I didn't know this thing itself had Ward 2. Good thing I read the card, huh? We just make homies. Homies with the Bunnicorn. We could probably win this race, right? Damn, this whole, like, Cosmogran, Zenith, Bunnicorn, Riddler, like, this whole core is pretty sick. I like this deck a lot. I think the person who played this deck made a lot of nice changes to it. Riddler looks out of place in this deck, but it turns out it's just a powerful card. You know? Like, you don't really need to be playing blink effects and discard your hand effects. Like, you can just play it face up as a magic card. It's just super powerful. Yeah, 2 Holly is a little surprising, but... 4 mana, 3/2, enters, search for an aura. Alright. It's an expensive way to do it, but it does do it. Yeah, Holly is the card you're thinking of. Only 2 Holly is a little weird with Max Siren, Max Inspector. I would probably add at least a 3rd Holly to this deck. Maybe even a 4th. Because, you don't really mind drawing 2 of them, because they usually have to kill the first one. And even if you draw 2 of them, you can just use the second one as a cantrip by playing it for 1 mana. It's not that big of a deal. Jeez. So... do this, and then counters? I guess we can do one of each, right? Counters and tokens. So we do tokens, or sorry, counters first, then tokens. Yeah, because tokens resolve first. Pay 2 life to play the Warden? No, I think I want to save it for next turn. Because I want a double spell. And get in there. I want a double spell with the Zeniths. That was a good turn. I would say that was an above average turn. I think this is the first time that I've Mockingbirded a Cosmogrand Zenith, but God, does that feel good. Okay, so, I mean, this turn is going to be good for them because they get to go Sheltered by Bunicorn, pay 2, and then Shelter the Zenith. But I think they might still be dead. Because they have to spend a lot of mana to do that. So they might still be dead, depending on what we draw. They should target the copy, because then if I get the copy back, it comes in... Yeah. Would come into something else. Can I deal 23 damage? It says Ward 6. I'm not sure I can deal 23 damage. I mean, I'll take 12. So I think what we should do is actually go Shock Riddler first, because then I can draw Seam Rip. And if I draw Seam Rip, I'm at a really good spot, because then I can go... I guess not that great of a spot, but... I think I should Shock and then play the Riddler first. Well, that's definitely not a Seam Rip. I guess we go counters? 4, so this is 12, 14, 18. Oh my god. This is gonna be a weird game. So I probably should chump block with the Siren this turn. So let's do this and hit for 16. And then just pass. So then they gain 12, go to 19. I mean, if I can double spell this turn, we might be okay. That's fine. I guess I could have scryed using Riddler Warden map and still left the Spyglass untapped. Maybe that was better. Not exactly what we were looking for. That doesn't help, I'll be honest with you. It does not help matters. That also does not help. This thing still has Ward 6, right? Oh my god, it has Ward 8 now? So I can't kill it for 2 more turns? I mean, they won't draw an enchantment, right? Like, I'm trying to think if is there any benefit to attacking versus scrying? Because I can scry 2 and just not deal any damage this turn, but I don't know what my out is. This is game 1, I don't have split up. We don't have split up main deck, it's only in the board. Just, I don't know what my out is. I don't think it involves attacking this turn, I'll tell you that much. It's not that. It's kind of also not that, right? I mean, I could chump block with the Anchorage this turn. So I guess that's fine. Yeah, sure. And they just missed the free 2 damage. Alright, I'll take the 2 life. Jesus Christ, man. You're killing me here. Well, I guess I can chump block with Warden. Okay. White depth. I mean, at this point, I'm just curious if I even draw a spell this game. We did get him to 35, though, so we're making progress. I would say that we are making a lot of progress. Yeah, see, now they figured it out. Okay, 52. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess time to cut a land, huh? I mean, I don't know what I was supposed to do that game. Okay, you're coming in. What's coming out? We could probably cut the voices against them. I want to keep all the Riddlers. Basically, every piece of interaction I want to keep. Riddler, split up. I want to become a control deck. We can cut the birds, maybe, and the bunnicorns. Let's try that. And just, like, try to be a little bit more interactive post-board. It is possible with the, like, how low the curve is in this deck. We could certainly, like, trim a land. I could see that. Especially if we're adding an additional copy of Halia, because Halia can also cantrip. So this deck could probably afford to go -1 land and just be totally fine. That card has to die. I'm sorry, Bob. I can't let you have that one. Not today, Bob. Not today. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll do this. Thank God I found the seam rip. Alright, never thought I would use a seam rip on a fear of surveillance in Standard, but here we are. You learn something new every day. Okay, you couldn't pay me enough money to know what this card does. Enchantment enters, scribe 1, 3, +1/+1 until end of turn for each enchantment you control. Noted. Noted. Okay. I guess we should do this now, because they can't sheltered and pay. Get rid of this. No, just Standard today. I played a lot of Modern yesterday, so. A most helpful weaver. Is it actually that helpful? I'm not so sure that it is. All right, I gotta read this thing again. So, Chapter 2, counter on something. Chapter 3, double strike until end of turn. Okay, so we can flood mob whatever they target on the 3rd chapter. So I kind of think what I want to do is just sheltered and clear the token. Yeah. It might be a little bit better to target the seam rip and then seam rip the token, but that's more risky if they eventually kill the warden. Yeah, it's just a little riskier if they find a way to kill the warden at some point, you know? Which, like, to be fair, they're very far away from killing it. It has ward 4 right now, but... Alright, Bob, what you got for me? I guess I'll respond. This could be bait if they have the rescue. Yeah. Oko, thank you for the prime. 20 months, welcome back. Thank you, thank you. Appreciate the resub. Are they going to get back their 2-2 Vig? They're thinking about it. They're thinking about it. Alright, Bob has secured the 2-2 Vig. They probably don't attack here, right? Okay, sure. Yeah, and this only has ward 2, right? Okay. Well, sometimes you just draw the 3rd sheltered by ghosts. Alright, sure. Okay, that one should have targeted the seam rip, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's fine. Well, I think we'll be okay. I feel like this matchup just comes down to who resolves more sheltered by ghosts. I shelter your shelter to shelter the shelter that has a shelter under my shelter. Yeah, if you want to take a look at the deck list sheet, you can type !deck in the chat. Wake up. Definitely go Warden first. What is the bad matchups? I have no idea. This is the first match I've ever played with this deck. We're 2-0 so far, so... Maybe the answer is it has no bad matchups? Which, I could believe that. It's the Amulet Titan of Standard. No bad matchups. Okay, I'll say this. Do not let Amulet Titan players fool you. They always want to tell you they have bad matchups. They don't. They really don't. They're lying to you. There is no such thing as a bad matchup for Amulet. How much better is the deck with a real shock land? Certainly a lot better. There's what, 8 basics right now. But, I mean, I will say, Multiversal Passage has really helped blue-white decks a lot. Like, it is a huge boon to these decks. Who's riding the spider on sleeves? Is that not Peter Parker? I thought that's what that was. No? Alright, this split up is going to have to do a lot of work here. A lot of work next turn. We probably have to chump block at least something this turn. Peter Barker distinct. Hey, Peter. Hey, Peter. This one is double strike, right? So chump block this one, take 3. Destroy all tapped creatures. Pew, 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 pew. I mean, they do have 4 spells in hand, so they could definitely come back in this. Okay. Well, I mean, if that's one of their spells, maybe not. I think we just double warp here, right? This, this, this. And then go play this for white, pay 2. Warp this. Make 2 1/1s. Dude, this deck is so sick. This deck is so sick. Then we can also play, I guess, Novice? I don't think it matters too much which one we play here, but... Alright, your turn. Blood Moon effect coming to Standard in Atla according tomorrow. Was that like in his teaser thing? I mean, it's probably going to be like some extremely watered down version or cost like 10 mana or something. Like, they're not just going to give us a 3-mana Blood Moon effect in Standard. That's just not going to happen, you know? With the Blood Moon effect. What does a Blood Moon effect even mean, though? You know? Like, maybe it turns one of their non-basic lands into a mountain for a turn, you know? But there's no way it's gonna, like, shut off all their lands. They just don't do that in Standard these days. Thinking. Guess we'll just go Halia Siren. Just make a bunch of chump blockers for this thing. Make some more 1/1s. We'll eventually put counters, but for now I just want to make blockers. How many more months until Hot Fountain is Standard legal again? January, right? I think it's January. Spoilers should start, what, like, next week? I would guess next week on the, on next week midweek Magic stream. I think. I mean, we have some of the spoilers from the last MagicCon, but not a ton of them. We don't have a lot. But we have some of them. Not my flyer, no! Okay, just don't give that thing trample, please. Whenever you do, Bob, do not give that thing trample. Because then I can't win. Is there a mono white card that gives trample? Confirm or deny, chat. YouTube folks, tell me in the comments. I guess we're gonna do this. Flying. True. They could give it flying. I mean, I guess I could cast the Flood Mob, but it's pretty obvious they have the... It's pretty obvious they have the rescue, right? So I'll just play this. I'm just gonna gain more life. I guess I could do one of each. Let's do one of each. The Craterhoof card? Yeah, the Craterhoof card is, what, 8 mana? 5 dub. But that doesn't give trample, that gives flying. Right. Alright, I mean, they're definitely dead next turn, so I can afford to do this. I guess I could leave the flyer back, because that is, like, the only way I could lose this game. I mean, they're just not going to give it flying. Okay. Well. We have a bit of a racing situation on our hands, I see. Although, I guess the good news is they can't protect twice, so they should lose the double interaction, right? I guess that's not true, because we can't pay. Oh, I have a cool line, though. I can Seam Rip the Sheltered first. I can go Seam Rip the Sheltered, and then have 2 interactive spells to beat the Shard Mages. Yeah, I could do that. And I will do that. 5 head. And there's no way they can play around this, because if they rescue the fear in response to the rip, then I could just Flood Maw and pay the 2. So. Like, there's no way around this. I think Bob is cooked. Bob is officially cooked. I have a response. Okay. Bob 07. We'll see you next time. 3-0. Not too bad. Maybe this deck is better than I was giving it credit for, huh? All right, round 4. 3-0 so far, and this hand's looking pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. This deck is nice. How much for you to play an entire match with YouTube Doom Voice? I don't know what you mean by that. What's the difference? YouTube watchers, tell me if there is a difference between normal stream voice and YouTube Doom Voice, whatever this chatter is referring to. I don't know if I believe them, but did I get some good eats in Houston? 50% of my eats were good. We went to a Tex-Mex place called El Tiempo on Friday. I kid you not, the best quesadilla I've ever had in my life. Like, if you are in Houston, go to El Tiempo. You will not regret it. And then Saturday, we left the site pretty late on Saturday, so there were very limited options when it came to barbecue. So we went to this place called Papas, and would not recommend. Would definitely not recommend. That place was not the best, I'll say. Not the best. I think I sheltered the Mako here, right? I wish I went to Gus's, trust me. I really, really wish I went to Gus's instead. There's a big difference. No, it's just the way that I talk in the intros. And I don't really know how to, like, prevent that. It's just kind of, like, I guess I would say it's natural, you know? But that's just, like, I don't know, I just tend to have, like, do I raise my voice or something? Like, what's the, maybe a different tone in the intros? Yeah, phone voice. Ugh. Sheltered on Novice to make removal worse? Maybe. I was thinking that line was worse against Torch, and I like at least this way I get the props out of them. But I'm not even sure that was worth it, because now I kind of have nothing left. Full octave iron my intros. Is it really that different? I don't know. I guess, like, I never really noticed it was that different, but maybe, I mean, I think part of that is, like, when you're doing intros, it's because it's the beginning of the video, you're trying to get people, like, engaged and, like, get them into the, I guess, get them into the mood or something. That's the best way to put it. So. Right, yeah. There's a weird line where I could actually go Halia first. Okay, question. Would you rather have an extra card or an extra Cosmo trigger? Probably an extra Cosmo trigger, right? I mean, it's gotta be a Cosmo trigger. I don't even think it's close. The more that I think about it, I don't think it's close. And then we go counters and 1/1s. And hit with just this. No, they can triple block that. All right, no attacks. Tim's trying to get us in the mood. I didn't mean it like that, okay? You're just being weird now, okay? Why do you always take things out of context? Twitch chat would never do that, right? They do have Delirium. Good news is they don't have profs. That is the good news. Okay, no Vivi is good. Hold. All right, castable spells also good. All right, what if I just go Warden, Sheltered, Counter. I could go Halia, Warden, Token, Counter, and then gain life, draw a card, but I don't think I want cards. I just want to try and fucking kill him. And I'm going to put the Sheltered on, I would assume, one of the Zeniths, right? Problem is, I still don't really have a good attack, is the issue. Maybe that was bad. This is really tricky. Yeah, maybe Warding because it can fly. And then, well, I mean, if I'm not attacking this turn, I should just make tokens, right? Yeah, what if I just made tokens then? Eat Mako. Well, I guess, yeah, I guess counter also buffs the Warden. Because this only this counts counters on it, so I can put counters on it with the Zenith and it'll still get flying at some point. 2, 4, 5, 6. So I guess if I kill Mako, they don't really have any good blocks. Yeah, okay. Alright. It's like, I know I'm in a good position, but god, it is so scary playing against that deck. Like, you always have to really think about, like, you could just die next turn. It is always a possibility. Okay. Counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. I would imagine that if there are 4 of these in my sideboard, I don't know, it still doesn't seem that good against them. Right? Like, they don't have that many instants or sorceries. I mean, I guess you can counter, like, the Cauldron trigger to put a counter on a creature to prevent Vivi. It just doesn't seem that good. Well, you can't even counter the props in the stack. That's the problem. You can only counter the ability, which is decent, but I think I just want this stuff. And then I want to cut on Bunicorn, Voice of Victory, like 1 Riddler, and maybe a bird. Just want to be a little bit more interactive. Yeah, I guess you can counter the FOMO extra combat, which could matter. Yeah, I'm not even sure that Spidey Sense is that good. I mean, I guess it's good because you can pick up a Inspector or Siren, and that's nice. Yeah, 4 is a lot, though. I do agree. 4 is definitely a lot. Do, 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 do. No, you can counter your own warp trigger. Yeah, you can counter your own warp trigger. It just says counter target. What does it say? Here it is. It counter target instant spell, sorcery spell, or triggered ability. So yeah, I guess you can counter the warp trigger on Riddler. I don't know how often that comes up though. Yeah, I mean, the upside is that it's pretty mana efficient. I think it's only 1 mana if you have a tapped creature, so you don't have to hold up that much mana, but I agree for the most part, you don't want to be, like, playing that kind of game against them. This hand's good. Gets that. They're on 5. Which does help. What are my thoughts on 3 mana 4/6 flyer? In what context? 3 mana 4/6 flyer. Do you mean like Riddler plus Splash Portal? I mean, like, again, I think I talked about this in the intro. This deck is not playing Splash Portal just because I don't think you really need it. Like, you have enough sort of, incidental ways to take advantage of the Riddler's trigger and or just static ability, as you dump your hand so fast, given your curve is so low, that, like, it's cute, but I just don't think you really need it that much. Modern needs Stifle? Absolutely not. Standard needs Stifle. Now you're speaking my language. I'd believe you on that. I guess I should do this, right? Just cycle it to find lands. It's not a land. Deck, don't do this to me. Don't be like this, Arena, please. It's not pretty. Go. I make a 1/1 flyer. If you told me the blue-red deck, like the version of blue-red that is not playing Vivi, where it's just Profs, FOMO, Steam Core Scholar, Cauldron, that kind of stuff, like basically, maybe not Cauldron, but blue-red, no Vivi, with 4 Riddler. If you told me that deck wanted to play Splash Portal, I could believe that. Because that deck has FOMO and Steam Core as additional ways to take advantage of Splash Portal, and I think that would be kind of sick. I wonder why people haven't tried that yet. Or maybe they haven't, I just haven't seen it. This is not good. This is no bueno. No, I know that, but I'm saying, like, I'm saying if you incorporated that into the Vivi shell, maybe you play Vivi, maybe not, but, like, you were playing stuff like Nova Hellkite and more ways to take advantage of Warp. I'm just saying, like, play the stock blue-red deck and just add Only Splash Portal. Nothing else that has anything to do with Warp, just Splash Portal. Well, that's lame. Yeah, but like, it's probably a better deck. I didn't ask if it was lame, I just wanted to know if it was good. That's all I care about. Land. Me and Starting Town have a very toxic relationship. Very, very, very toxic relationship with Starting Town. And I don't want to talk about it. Well, I mean, at least I drew a land. I guess I can't complain, right? I did find my land. I did ask for a land. That is true. All right, let's go to game 3. I've seen enough. I have seen enough, and I am sufficient. All right, game 3. I'd be happy if I drew untapped lands when I needed them, you know. Where's the Vivi ban timer? It's in the bottom right. It's right there. I'll make it a little bit bigger. It is right there. 19 days, Chad. We're gonna celebrate. I was gonna do like a 24-hour stream on that day, but I don't know if the bans go into effect immediately. How do they usually do that with arena bans? Do they go into effect immediately? I sure hope it's not 24 hours later, because then I'll just take the day off, I guess. Is it really Tuesday after the ban? Oh no, come on. There's no way. There's no way. Don't make me wait longer. After as many games as you've played, how would I describe the energy versus affinity matchup? It all comes down to Kappa, as a lot of matchups with affinity usually do, but basically if you have turn 2 Kappa, I think Boros can't win, but without it, it can be a little tough. Okay, this hand's good. Well, I mean, it's a little too interactive for my liking, but I can't complain. I do have lands and spells. Is that really my turn too? I'm just gonna Riz? I don't want to Riz, but... yeah. Bro's got Riz. I mean, honestly, my hand's not even that good. I just have lands and spells. It's like, it's an acceptable hand, but... last BNR went into effect on Arena same day. Okay. I really hope it's the same thing this time, because I don't want to wait an extra day. You think they have a kill spell? I feel like the correct line is just Seam Rip Warp Riddler. And then next turn, if I draw a land, I can go Zenith Floodmaw. It's close. It's really close. Alright, I'm jamming. I don't know if this is right, but... I mean, they just don't have the kill spell. They simply just won't have the deal 4. Or deal 5, for that matter. Am I planning on being a filthy Tron player next season? No, I'm a filthy Affinity player now. I still got my Affinity deck sleeved up, ready to go. I gotta tell you, man, I love playing Affinity. I had so much fun this weekend. Even though I got destroyed, I had so much fun. It was so sick. Okay. So rip my ass. We are ripping the seams. So in response, ooh, kind of tricky, huh? I could Flood Maw the Cauldron. Or I could just let this happen and replay the Zenith, right? Isn't that fine? That's just fine, right? Yeah, this is okay. This is fine. Question is, what do I kill? I think I kill Profs. It's close, though. Whoa! Lemon on a pear. Every time I sing a line like that, YouTube probably has no idea what's going on. Although, you can see the song that's playing. That is available on the YouTube VODs. Alright, what you got, Hunter? Show me your secrets. Yeah, the list that I played in the RC is on the Mox field, and it's also in a YouTube video that I uploaded on this past Friday. I did like a little deck tech, where I talked about card choices, I talked about sample hands, matchups, all that stuff. So go check out that YouTube video for sure, if you want to know a little bit more about Affinity. Man, this hand really did not pan out. Oh my goodness. God, this hand did not pan out. Yeah, go. Your turn. I have nothing. I have nothing. It's okay, they also have nothing, right? Copy a FOMO next turn. Is that even good? Well, what if we were just gonna die this turn? What if we instead just died this turn? Because that's probably what's gonna happen. So Rust Harvester was not a card that I played in the RC, but I did try the list out yesterday. We ended up 5-0ing with that deck list, but I think I boarded out Rust Harvester every time, so I'd never had an opportunity to, like, do the Rust Harvester Arcbound Ravager combo. But, I mean, I think it's kind of cool. Like, the theory behind it makes sense, but it just didn't end up coming up for me. I do not think we are going to win this game. Permission to concede now because they're taking forever. Permission to concede now. It's kind of close. I mean, they have 6 mana. Okay. I mean, maybe it's still possible if I kill the Cauldron. Really feel like it's not, though. Okay. I mean, maybe if they're just out of stuff, we can go Mockingbird, copy FOMO. Yeah, I mean, we have to do this, right? So Mockingbird for 1, copy FOMO. Okay, so I have to shelter the Cauldron this turn. I'm pretty sure I have to discard Zenith and draw an untapped Bluesaurus. Would have been good last turn. Would have been real good last turn. I mean, if they have 3 lands in hand, we have a chance. But that's only if they have 3 lands, which I would say is pretty unlikely. What do you guys think? If they have 3 lands in hand? I think they have nothing. It's kind of like nothing, right? They can get back a Braid. Guess that's not nothing. Oh, they have Delirium now. So we have to chump block, right? I guess we can trade, right? Trade for this token, go to 20, 21, and then take 16. So 5, 10, 13, plus 8 is 21. Yeah, we have to block. No matter what, we have to block. So we take 8 and go to 5. I mean, I can't imagine we have a way out of this. Right? Like, I can go rest in peace, turn off their Delirium, but yeah, just not even. All right. Lost to Vivi, which kind of makes sense. This deck is as basically every deck in Standard at this point, good against everything that isn't named Vivi, but this deck is just not playable until November 10th. So, you know, that seems to be where everybody's at right now. But as far as the deck is concerned, I did like what was going on here. For the people watching on YouTube, I think I would consider adding an additional copy of Halia. That card seemed very powerful. Maybe trim on either a Mockingbird or potentially trim on Bunnicorn. I just don't really think that Bunnicorn is well positioned in terms of, like, it's not great against Floodmaw, it's not great against Sweepers. So not as big of a Bunnicorn fan as I once was. It's good against Red, but that's one of the only matchups that it's good against. But other than that, I think everything else is pretty good. And if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, comment, let me know what you thought in the comment section down below. See you guys in the next one.